upgrade if you'd
But
like.
yes, so what you came here for? But
I mean, we already came here for that.
We're gonna sacrifice.
Yeah.
everyone just fucking leave. All right.
So just icing.
Okay.
We didn't come here for D&D. We came here for your bullshit.
Welcome, everybody.
Yes. Welcome back to our story with the Fated of Kyme. Resuming the tale of those presently still in flight from this zombie horde. To narrate us back in, both Nar, the Eldritch Rogue, and Vicar, the Dark Elven Monk, have retreated from the forest, having some other element of pursuit, only to come to the town of Cinder, this kind of nexus point between different empires and different people's influences. Sorna, the Divafiend, Bardic Paladin, as well as Vorel, the Human Ranger, finding themselves in desperate need of respite and salvation from this dark curse that had taken Vorel. Ultimately, finding yourselves at the Horde Corner, where this Selene man seemed to be a primary functionary of, and sort of the star of the show of this brothel. Requesting the Angel's Touch, thankfully Vorel was assuaged of his curse, but other things came for all of you in the night. As a horde of zombies led by this rot-filled night, you all began to ascend further into this village on this cliffside. As all of you fought for every 5 feet in the town, lighting much flame as you could. You did save, in total, 23 people.
Nice.
That's not including yourselves. As you
That is yet
arrived
to
at
be
the temple
determined.
to find many of the people were in sort of the second tier of the city, or of the town, that had sought refuge there, but many of them not realizing the threat as this rotted night seemingly desecrating the ground with each stride. As you all tried to, outside of one of the vestries, tear open the windows as many other of the warriors fell behind you, getting out those that you could, and already having sent many others on to the manor. All of you are now still running up the hill as the kickback stair carved from the cliffside is beginning to crest upwards, where you now see the gates. There is torchlight. You do see that there is an individual kind of waving a torch, trying to draw attention, although the gates are presently closed. As all of you are worse for wear, certainly in having to deal with this undead threat, you are just beginning to crest towards the gates, with close to 23 people behind you. Leading as well was this sluggish woman who had proven to be fairly deadly with her bow. A sluggish huntress is running alongside, as well as other perhaps more noble individuals, as well as some children having been saved by the party. But let me pull up the map here.
Are you carrying 2 children still?
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone else?
Say something really stupid.
I'm a panther. I don't know that there are any children. They could ride me if they.
I thought that cost money.
That's a bad thing to say for you, bud.
That's definitely a bad thing to say.
I was going to say that Sorna was double-fisting children, but that's not...
How dare you?
I don't think that's how she's carrying them.
No.
As all of you are sort of leading the pack,
I got him!
still presently in panther form, depending on how long you...
I mean, there's going to be severe
Makes-
prolapse
It
if
is
that's how
my
she's
last
carrying.
wild shape, and I have 2 hit points left, so I'm gonna do it as long
Or
as
so
I
I've
can.
read.
And I can climb like a boss.
2 hit points
Yeah.
in his panther form.
In my
Must be
sex
nice.
panther form. Yep, yes.
Walking
Sex
with
panther.
sexual intent.
I have hit points.
Ba-ba.
It's a good buff.
Yeah, Druid is so good.
Are you
Yeah.
bringing up the rear with with archery support, or
I'm behind you guys as you guys were leading up.
If I can find where my
When we last left off, and I was up on the roofs.
right? But you, can't remember if you
I think I
climbed
have
down as we
something.
were running, or you were still on the roof.
I was still following on the roofs,
Okay.
Possibly
Yeah.
work.
but I had like 4 hours left.
Yeah, I have something that would work, but panthers are on the smaller side, surprisingly.
Oh, I forgot to
Only
bring the
considered
panther.
medium
Panthers
creatures,
are cats.
but I will use this for right now. That will be fine. It's
As a
medium
panther.
size.
Is it the
Uh,
same? Is it
It's got 4 legs.
It's
and
It's perfectly fine. So, as you all are striding towards this, people behind you, you see what is a familiar face, kind of waving the torchlight. That same vampiric man that had greeted you first and had seemingly delivered others to safety to the manor. And you can see that he kind of like turns around and issues an order, shifting to this side and kind of yelling down below. As the gate is thrown open quickly, you can still hear
Ew.
behind you the terrible moans
Okay.
of the horde below. As you all rush up and through the gates, you can see the walls stand about 80 feet high. There is this solid gatehouse with turrets on either side. You can see that within there is a decent force reacting to this situation. Although, as you all kind of cast a glance back, you can see that there is this strange, darkened, like haze starting to emanate from all of the dust and rubble kicking up from where the temple of the paths had collapsed in on itself. You still hear the rumble below and the mixing of pained groans and voices and those in their death throes. As you all...
You forgot Nar.
Can Nar make sure that the humans, everyone else from the village gets through before him?
I'm
You
also
guys see the large iron reinforced gate kind of crests open just enough for everybody to kind of run through single file. You begin tracing through their kind of eerie of the situation. You can see that leery of the situation that about 6 individuals dressed in Dumonte armor, as well as an additional dozen sluggish humans working in unison, kind of like peeling everybody's arms around and necks, and you guys are like, oh, they're like checking for wounds and stuff. So clearly they had been warned of the threat by the one who had been drinking at the corded corner.
Yeah, he saw it firsthand.
He saw firsthand. But still cresting kind of into this open courtyard area, you can see there are small alpine trees cresting through as you begin to reach the edge of the manor, where you can see carriages could easily be turned around in this relatively noble space, although you can see it is relatively reinforced. As everyone continues to kind of curl around here, you are followed by some element of guard on either side, sort of just shouting at people, to get in a line, that further evaluations will be needed. As anybody kind of dismissing this or saying anything else, as they're kind of like, yes, you, there. You want to check him? And everything. As you can still see that individual who had been in the bar and everything, just kind of sort of giving a knowing wave to you all and everything, as if perhaps he'll join you presently when he can.
How can I help you check me?
As this vampiric man, kind of a deep amberish skin almost, kind of comes up, but you can see instantly a sly smile and everything.
Are you going to look for anything odd?
I'll be honest, you look kind of fucked up.
Yes. Some sort of necrotic sword thingy.
I'll say you were not. We saw you down below, fighting back what you could.
I accidentally set fire to...
I'll piss on that.
Well, that would put it out.
Accidentally is a
The
strong
name's
word.
Lloyd, by the way.
I reach out
I saw you down there. But, and he kind of like having his back to the rest of them who are still just like gathering their breath and stuff. So, you running along the rooftops and are you flitting about down there? Didn't see you too much other than climbing on the temple, getting people out.
Sure.
Does this?
And then you kitty cat.
Meow. I'm gonna climb up the wall and start doing sort of like the circumference around, just so I can check and make sure there's no like messed up spots in the wall. Or whatever.
Yeah. You saw the wall is just a solid stretch of stone
And then
built up
beyond that?
into the cliffside.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah. So it seems pretty secure. There's some
We're,
trees
like, up
dotted
against-
throughout here, as well as the manor beyond.
So we're up against the wall basically right now.
The walls maybe about a good 60 feet back that way.
Does this happen every weekend?
I'll say not. I mean, we deal with random hordes that come up from the depths and everything, but I'd say nothing like this. Most of the time, we stop them at the walls.
Did you see the? What did you call him? The
big guy with
the
sword?
knight thingy.
I called him a death knight because that's what he was doing.
From what we could see, I mean, he was lashing you guys real good.
Well, I'm fine, but
I'm sure.
I feel like with another 20, 30 minutes and some more oil and turpentine, I could have had him.
well, I mean, he was also extinguishing those flames without any water. Like he was just waving his hand and they were gone.
I feel like fire maybe isn't the answer.
Fire is always the
I
answer.
know Warturian, him. He delivered that the bites were instantly
Yep.
on people, and even those like us. Definitely a different kind of threat than we've ever dealt with.
Yeah, I may have shot someone in the head after they got bit.
I mean,
Understandable. We're evaluating
I
everyone
also
on
And
did
we
that.
that.
witnessed at least 3 vampiric guards immediately fall.
But we're keeping you out here for now.
how secure is this place?
Well, we stood during the War of Extinction, so I imagine it can hold up to a little bit.
Okay,
We're
well,
going to keep everyone out here in the yard for a while, and then the Warturian's going to dress everyone in town. There was those who came up, sort of a larger group from the lower rung of the city that said that you had sent them on to the manor.
Yeah.
Not trusting the temple to sustain.
no, because
That
the
was a
temple
wise
definitely
decision.
did not. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So the temple fell into the ground.
I see it.
Yes.
There
Well,
was-
I'm just these
Large body count.
walls. Are they non-ground falling walls? Are they?
That's my concern because they look like they were walking
Built in
through
the
there like a
cliffside,
bunch of
it's
building blocks.
solid granite. I mean, there's plenty of earthquakes about and everything when the season of the earth takes.
So
Things are pretty sturdy around here.
I think there was maybe like
Has this
things under the church. So I'm guessing. I'm asking. Are there?
They're all catacombs.
Hot-
Below.
has this man that we're talking to, has he seen anything that's happened out there?
Yeah, he said he was up on the walls observing as they heard some of the alarms below. So they had like a good, minute to 2 minutes and everything.
But he wasn't as face to face as the guy that we were
No,
dealing with.
he was just looking down. You guys were
Right.
probably maybe a good 500 feet from him, but he saw all this unfold, and that's why he was talking about like what all you were doing and stuff.
Because he's pretty confident.
Just a quick question then on catacombs.
Is there
a
an exit out
vampire?
of this place? Besides the one we just came in?
Well, there's more like barrows for the sluggish when they settle here, and then there's different catacombs, dark elven settlement, as well as Dumonte
Well,
authority.
He's-
So
I think
He's
we're asking if
raising-
they're connected to
he's
here.
raising all the dead.
they were below the temple, not below the manor here.
The catacombs were under the temple.
Right.
There's no
So they
connection.
just went to the market and got more.
Not that I know of, and that's what I could guess if he's raising more.
Okay.
I saw
Is
freshly taken people
is there an exit besides the one we just came in here?
on up the mountains. There's like a single trail that maybe you could drive some people up, but
Are you staying
certainly,
here to fight?
children. I will hold here. Probably the horde will move on and diminish otherwise.
Well, no, they look like they're intent on attacking everyone here.
I wouldn't be too worried. You all just stay here. I'm getting back to the wall. Try and keep some relative order. I saw you
Can I
shout
get
at people.
Can I get an
Make sure others just stay calm and everything.
Can I get an insight check
Fair
on
enough.
him?
Yeah.
I want to is this guy fucking in on it? Because he's a little too confident.
Well, he's a vampire and a guard, and
Yeah.
I mean,
He's clearly like seasoned military.
he's like, it'll be fine. It's like people died. That will be a 19.
19? Cocksure, certainly.
Yeah.
But he seems like guarded, and you know that 80-foot walls are very different than the 30-foot walls had been down there and stuff. So
yeah, but when they fall, they're 0-foot walls.
that's kind of your
It
read.
doesn't
is
matter
like,
when
know,
you're
he's
crashing
kind of
right
Apples
through.
up the tree.
So as he kind of pushes off with
I
a
think we
couple
should
of the other
leave, Vicar.
guards and stuff,
I think you're right. I think
you see only 3 guards, 2 sluggish men, humans, and then 1 Dumonte individual kind of stay there to kind of quell the crowd and, you know, to make sure everybody stays together. There some bruises, abrasions, those types of things from, you know, quickly fleeing for their lives.
Tripping.
But no outright concerns or bites or anything of that nature.
What does the gate look like? How big are the spaces between the gate?
It is a solid wood as well as iron bands,
Okay,
probably
so
about every foot. The foot span of the gate in total is about 20 feet. So meant for like, you know, decent size like carriage to get through or anything of that manner. But this is a fortress by any means. He said it withstood the War of Extinction. So clearly meant to sustain some element of attack.
I did see that
But we shouldn't assume we're safe.
darkness, aging and rotting wood, though, right?
Yes. Not particularly the stone, but
But the wood.
But with enough time, yeah, definitely that withering aura that you had experienced from this rotted night.
Plus, I'm sure if they were just
As,
just a little bit more
This-
confident, they could just crash right through the wall.
as you guys are kind of hearing those up on the walls, kind of like they're kind of like recoiling a little bit, and you guys hear that the moans have gone silent.
Like crab walking.
As they're kind of like they're peeling back, and you can see there's like an element of just fear almost as they're looking out into whatever is happening.
I feel like we should be moving
Can-
towards that top mountain pass.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
We need to start moving people.
Yes.
Can I run over there real quick and look
Yeah.
over?
So
as
you
well?
kind of like run up to the battle
What the
real
fuck
quick
up?
and everything.
I'm
You're there
still
within
on the
12
wall.
seconds, still just sprinting over. As they kind of like, oh, oh, reacting to a panther climbing up the walls all of a sudden. But you kind of just like blow and everything as they see you arrive and they assume perhaps you're a bonded pair.
Yep, totally.
Just this familiar.
As kind of like, ooh. But as you look
beast
out
companion.
from the walls, you can see ancient undead, various portions of the decayed corpses that now stand there. Still, silent, stretched throughout, all of them.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of noise.
They're holding their
All of
mouths
them
and their
holding
eyes.
their limbs to their faces and as if blinding and silencing themselves to whatever's occurring. All of them, their heads craned up towards you, looking at the walls. You can see that they are just multitudinous, still piling up. You can see they edge into one another, and then
Did Cocksure Man go like there's a path up there and
he just gestured up towards the
Half-ass
mountain.
wave.
I'm going that way?
You kind of begin to move around to the side of the manor and everything. One of the sluggish, please wait. We're supposed to stay here in the yard.
Can I hear him say that from where?
It's a bit of a distance, but you see he's addressing Nar. But that's what you see, and you see as well that the horde is gathering in
I go.
blinding and silence.
They're going to rot the doors.
That
So I'm
doesn't
just going to
look
head
good.
for that mountain path.
Let's just wait and see what occurs.
Listening, waiting is what got the
This,
people in the temple killed.
The walls will hold.
I'm talking. Is there any guards by
That's
me?
what they said about
Yeah,
the
there's
temple
3.
too.
Three. I was like, I don't know about
You need to
y'all.
assume
He's
failure
fine,
and
sir.
prepare.
We have a full regiment here.
I-
The Armithrin, though, is gone our dark elven allies.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I have complete faith in you, and that is why I am going to be behind you every step I make.
I go,
And I continue walking.
I'm talking to these guys, and I go, I don't know what you're
You-
making of this, but this does not look good in any way. And I probably suggest not to be on the wall anymore.
I'm gonna go look for Remy.
Kind of like they like duck a little bit to like take a little bit of cover, but they're not going to abandon their post.
I'm like,
Their
well,
military order. As you kind of pat around and look, you not presently see her or anyone from the corded corner.
I'll try to go inside.
As you kind of like edge inside and stuff, like scratching at the door, go ahead and make a perception check as you're kind of just like smelling inside or listening.
do I see the death knight anywhere?
Presently,
He's inside already.
He is one of them.
as you're
one
kind
of
of still
us.
having this sort of moment where he's kind of like, please, just let's stay in the center of the yard.
I'm walking back down.
But he does edge. You can tell like both of you are increasingly convincing him of like, hey, we might need to run. He edges that direction a little bit, as well as the sluggish woman, the bow woman, the huntress.
I'm walking down
kind of
saying,
comes
we're
forward.
fucked. We're fucked. Everything's fucked. We need to leave.
As you kind of like see a couple of people like shield a child's ears and stuff, other people start to panic. Yeah, the church didn't hold. He's right. As they kind of begin to murmur amongst themselves.
The only thing
and such.
different about this 80-foot wall and that 30-foot wall is this one's going to fall harder. We need to leave.
Make an
All right.
intimidation check as you are trying to incite them to leave the order and begin moving. What's your perception? 21. You hear Randy speaking with
I wasn't told
Tower,
to do that.
the battlement tower. But, he took him inside there,
I
and
think that way.
you sort of like scratching at the door, and it's like it's
I
locked.
rolled it and
Kind of
I
like see
hit
somebody
it
looking out
before
and
hitting the roll.
piss off.
I
But then you climb on up, down, and through.
thought I
Where
heard it leap out of the
you
container.
knowing his name and stuff. Order. It is.
Hey, do you need more arrows by chance?
I do. Do you need
Yeah,
crossbow
I am
bolts?
out.
I can give you 6.
6. Excellent. Thank you.
Christian is his name.
Who is this person?
This is the guy who was initially in the corded corner. This is the vampiric guy who
Okay. So
had
I know
joined
him
and
from-
also delivered them to safety.
You know, they probably have an armory if we
The
call him a,
13.
wanted to
13.
remove
Okay.
it.
Oh,
I'm
you
sorry.
can see
I
you're
give you,
freaking out and
15.
everything.
That's
So kind of like look at you
Okay.
and like having possibly seen you change and everything, he just kind of like motions that direction where there is an open spiraling staircase down and everything. They're in there.
Start to chill out and I go,
As
I need some arrows.
some other people kind of are, he's right. We are fucked. These walls will fall. As they convince somebody and everything, and you see some other people are just like, calm down,
I'm a little
they're
confused.
trying
I
to
thought
manage the
fuck
situation.
was a good thing.
It's a lot of things.
That's getting fucked. We are fucked.
It's not always a good thing. I say after I change out of my.
As you hear this off in the distance
go-
and everything, you're just patting down. It's like, it's not always a good thing.
I go,
And
"Oh."
Remy comes up and just like squeezes tightly and everything. You see Trent kind of like come up and pat you, and Hansig and Kylov and Migra, all of them just kind of like embrace, recognizing that they have been delivered from their certain doom.
I need some arrows.
I'm glad you made it.
I only have
Me too.
crossbow bolts.
I'm afraid you're going to follow the temple. I
Hold
was
hard
looking on.
enough, they might work just the
I'm
same.
glad you're here.
No, because they're not as long.
I felt like going back and helping.
Like
Just throw
Our
them
new
there.
friend.
they're
What-
hand
What
crossbow
are
bolts.
your
So you use your hands to throw them?
What do you think? I don't usually come here.
This is not my
Hold it like
specialty.
this
I've
and
heard
just put a rubber
many
band around
stories
it.
of hordes overtaking, but never like this.
The mountain pass. What do you think there?
I know I am not the fittest to try and make that journey, especially here in the season of Earth. We're as likely to be crushed by an avalanche as we are to make it out alive.
Carry you on my back. For old time's sake.
Not that old times. Well, let's hope the Warturian comes out very soon. What they're doing out there unsettles me.
Yep.
What do you think they're planning?
They're probably just gonna sing for us.
He's out of here.
They all crack a smile and everything. As Hanzig, kind of in hybrid form, you can see he werecat individual, kind of showing a bit of those leopard splotches and everything. Clearly highly defensive. He is like carrying this sharpened dagger. It's like, I think we make a run for the pass. I think that will work. We can't stay here.
I would tend to agree, but let's wait just a little bit and see what everybody else is doing. It'd be better to go as a group.
How trigger happy do these guards look like if
As-
someone were attempting to escape?
Not trigger happy. Like they're just more trying to maintain order. They're not brandishing weapons at you.
Okay.
It hasn't risen to that yet. As well as they were kind of up here watching the town fall, and you guys stemming the tide somewhat. So they have, as your characters would understand, a relatively favorable understanding of what you guys were doing.
So you started yelling, "Game over, man! We're all gonna die!"
Yes.
Look,
but-
I mean, if I see something like that happen, I'm like, that does not mean anything good.
But the horde, still silent, blinded.
We need a
No sign as of
sacrifice.
yet, but you are getting the. Oh, sorry.
Is this stiletto the only thing that they have among?
Hanzig is the only one brandishing weapon, but you know Remy also carries a stiletto at her, but she's just not currently brandishing it.
So that's it, though. The other two don't have anything.
Yeah. You know that Kylov, the Dark Elven barkeep, that he also has some adeptness. So he kind of acts as part of the barkeep, part bouncer and stuff, but he's shy of a fight.
Is there I guess a perception check to see is there any like a cache of weapons somewhere or somebody who seems to be
Yeah,
in
you're
charge where I
inside
can-
the battlement and stuff, and so they do have an armory just below you.
Okay.
But they're not going to allow civilians just to take up arms or anything. It's going to have to be
We're gonna
Uh,
mount a
put
rebellion.
through the regiment and everything.
Yeah.
As no one has presented a superior position other than that they're saying the Warturian will be out there.
I am the
you
guy
know,
that survived.
the Warturian Huris Gavenda is his name.
Sounds like a snob.
He is, as you understand it, very snobby. He does not patronize your establishment and certainly looks down on the lower rungs of people. But you know he's a military commander, so he's likely going to try and preserve the situation as best he may. But still just kind of like edging to the side.
Yeah, we're all just
hedging
like-
your bets and stuff. You're not yet kind of around the corner, but you are looking at to where this path may be. In the midst of the darkness, there is just a bit of the red moonlight kicking through. Go ahead and make a perception check to see if you can kind of like find the trail and
Can
what
I-
perhaps lays out that.
can I help with that?
Yeah. Both of you are kind of looking like, do you see the trail they're talking about?
Do you want
Are-
to? Well,
how are you at perception?
I have a +5.
You are amazing at
Can I find a
perception.
spot
I'll assist
Or I'm
you.
not being looked at by guards, or
I have a mask
in
on. They
trees,
can't
there's
see
only
my
3 of them
eyes.
around. You guys are just grouped up here in the yard, so you can get like over here on
Well,
I mean, this was
the other side here,
Ugh.
as
Yeah.
still back there.
Oh, how could the golden die?
You guys have like moved here, as well as get outside.
Are these live trees?
You're
Shrubs,
out.
bushes?
Yes, they are living trees. The sluggish guard is just kind of like standing there at the corner. There is
I start.
another guard here at the door. And I can
I'll
find
go
the
to go.
immediate
I can't see
tour.
shit. I don't know where it's at.
There is another guard here. And then other
Very
people are just
helpful.
interspersed here. The huntress
I have
and her
11.
husband are kind of gathered there. We'll see if I need to set out the menus and everything. But just have a good idea and everything. That's sort of the position. So you get like just behind the tree here and
I want to
everything.
use my sword staff to cast disguise self on myself
Alright.
to be a vampiric guard as well.
Okay. One of the Demonte guards.
Yes.
For
And
my
I try to eventually, after a few minutes of waiting, try to get into the armory.
Alright.
nice.
You know that the armory is kind of out in the gate and everything, and so you'll head this direction.
I got an
And-
11 on my
Should we
perception
that way?
check, by the way.
11.
Yeah.
There's numerous crevasses that continue up through there. As far as like identifying a trail, kind of like
I go.
Not exactly sure.
I go. Well, I know how to get out,
I'm
but
gonna
I don't
go
know how
ahead and-
y'all gonna get out.
Yes, very much
I'm gonna
like
go ahead and
Superior
bite the
speed.
bullet and grab my war pick and use speak with animals and see if I can't find some birds or some squirrels.
You pass over kind of the edge of the gate and everything as Remy and them kind of follow along with you and stuff. Christiane kind of like looks down and everything and is like, "Come back here." I'm just kind of not wanting you guys to freely roam through there. That he, perhaps felt some element of kinship with them and like wanted to make sure they were safe within this space. But you continue along and stuff to the other edge and kind of walking down. You're passing a couple other guards who are giving you a bit of a look. But you peer down into the next space, and you can see within there that presently there's a Dumonte guard kind of knocking at the door to be let in, as well as 3 other guards within the armory right now. And you know that there's a rookery contained within there as well. So as you kind of like see, they have a good few bit of ravens and 1 owl.
Very nice.
As you're under the effects of the speak with animals spell, you know that
They're
they'll be
probably,
able
like,
to tell you
super
relatively
bound
basic
to the
information
gods.
about their surroundings. But
Can I go up to the rookery or do I have
yeah, you're
Oh,
right
yeah,
there and
great,
everything. They're just
great.
kind of like looking at you as Christiane is just kind of like down from his other post and still holding the torchlight and stuff. You're just in this relatively small, corridor space and everything.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna let him out.
Be free.
I mean,
Everything. As one of the guards kind of like standing there and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, wait, those are for official missives.
and who are you gonna talk to? Everyone's dead.
We need the owl for the Unrithrin,
I don't know who that is.
the Dark Elven commander.
He can get a new owl.
No, we need to send a message to him. We're waiting on the Warturian."
Well, let's do that now.
He kind of like looks towards him and everything, and you'll see Christian kind of comes up. "I believe the man said that he needs a bird. Let him have one." So, kind of opens up a trained raven and everything. There is a small bit of parchment there and stuff. You can certainly send a message, or otherwise indicate to them speaking a message, or if you have some other idea.
How you doing, little guy? I guess I have the war picks. I have to have it talk to yourself.
Hello.
You're just kind of like holding it and everything, and
How you
it's kind of like
doing?
bobbing its head. Okay.
Good. What's your name, little fella?
Kind of like looks around and stuff. He doesn't really understand your question. They have no real sense of self.
Okay, that's great. So we need to get up the mountain. So like us, we can't fly. We have to walk. We need to go up there.
You see, like, it points where it's like
How?
bobbing its head around.
How do we get up there?
Fly.
If I were to break both of your wings, how would you get up there?
And it starts like hopping your hand a little bit. No heart.
That's great. Can I have another one?
So you peel out another one and stuff, and you're just like,
smarter one.
"This is why I don't talk to
And
animals.
it's
They're
smarter
so
one.
dumb." But you get another and stuff. You're guessing that they probably fly out into the forest and don't
No.
really know necessarily trails. If you ask them of like safe trees in the
Maybe a
forest or
squirrel.
something there.
Yeah, I need a squirrel.
Because they're trying to kind of just like
Or a
instinctual
hedgehog.
go places.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I'm not sure you'll find a hedgehog.
Okay.
Can
Can I get the owl?
You can just speak to the owl
Okay.
through the cage and everything.
Owl.
What's
Hi.
up, bro?
Can you grab me a rabbit that I can speak to? Don't
Like
kill it.
twist its head and everything.
I want to show my friends how to kill a rabbit, but I'm going
Live.
to do it.
Live hunt.
Yes, live hunt. Can you bring me a rabbit?
Kind of like rustles around and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's understanding what you're saying.
All right, very good. I'm gonna need this owl real quick.
I'm afraid that that's meant to be
He'll-
for the override.
He'll be back.
Um,
It's okay.
yeah, go ahead and make a nature check real quick. See what you're able to ascertain.
All right.
While that's happening, I'm gonna go back up to the wall and basically keep tabs of what's going on over there. wall and stuff.
Still silent and blind. Easy to pick off the targets. If you only
Well, I don't
have
want to do
arrows.
that because if he's like, they all are like, we're just waiting for the one incitement and then we're gonna go nuts.
Like that old guy in the two towers and everything. You're
14.
14. You kind of like think to yourself for a moment that if this horde tore through the forest, it's going to be hard for this owl to find any prey.
Yeah.
So it may be gone, as well as like they're kind of like, we have to send this to the Dark Elven commander.
If I sent it up the mountain, I need
Yeah,
something
kinda
with
like-
legs that can show me how to get up the pass.
You're guessing that there's a stable. They have numerous ash elk. You can send a raven up the mountain and everything. Just say like, I need you to identify where a creature such as myself could walk, or say where did the goats go, and or that type of thing.
Okay.
However you want to.
Where are the goats?
That like sitting on the
Goats go.
owl.
Where do the
Yeah.
goats go?
As you're kind of like talking, they're talking amongst themselves and stuff, like arguing and everything.
The
And
ravens are arguing.
mostly about like,
Got
is
a
it gonna feed us?
Politics.
shiny gold piece. Or anyone.
They start like they're excited about it and everything.
Shiny. Show me where the goats go.
So the one that you have out and everything,
Okay.
you kind of draw back out and everything.
Okay.
As you like, shiny. Okay. And you'll
Okay.
like let it go and everything.
All right.
You gain a sense it understands of like,
Okay. It understands
allow me
enough.
to follow you up the mountain. So
Okay. Very good.
as you attempt to do that to secure passage, you are inside the armory under the disguise and everything. You just have a helmet drawn down over and stuff. As they'll let you in just on look alone because of what's out there. You see that there's a fair armory there. A few good quivers. Many of them just have light crossbows outfitted there. Good bit of spears, longsword, shields. Though you do notice that there is a cordoned off section that seems to have Dark Elven pieces as well.
Interesting. Can I kind of like look closer towards that stuff?
See me like scimitars, shields, pretty good chainmail.
Cool.
Just has a different make and different style. What are you looking for in
I
particular?
want, at the very least, a longbow. If I can grab a longbow.
They only have crossbows present here.
What?
I will grab ammo. Maybe 2 quivers of bow arrows or arrows, and then.
Bolts. So you grab like 2 quivers and
Oh
everything.
yeah. If they don't have.
as the one other is gonna
bows
like-
They don't have.
Whoa. I think we're gonna kill them all and take one. If you die and gut it or anything, we don't need 60 bolts in your possession.
Okay, I'll take 1 and
Schmig,
a.
is that you?
No.
Is he kind of like looking at everything?
Yeah, it's not.
I'm new in town.
Make a deception
I'm
check.
new in town.
All right.
Oh, no.
This is a really close-knit community.
He's
Yeah.
definitely
He
new
is.
in town.
Yeah.
No, he's not lying.
I'm walking around asking
Okay,
everyone else
okay.
arrows too.
My +1 deception because I'm proficient. 14.
14. You can choose to use a reaction and. Okay, are you proficient or?
I am proficient, yes.
Okay, then yeah. Okay, then that's fine. So 14.
Knock him out.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we'll like let that drop and go and everything, but
Hmm.
still just 1 quiver of 30 bolts.
And can I grab a woman? I'm proficient in. What is it? Light crossbows though?
Like crossbows.
Yeah, I'll grab one of those two if I can.
Okay.
And scimitar.
Alright.
And that's it.
And a bomb.
And so you go over to elves to try and get it. The elven thing with this. Okay. So you start approaching and everything and stuff, and he's kind of like, oh yeah. That's the Armrithrin's regiment's stuff.
Okay.
I know you're new, but
Sorry, yeah. There's a lot of rules. I'm trying to learn the procedures, but sure. I'll take the light crossbow and the 60 arrows, and I'll be on my way. Okay. I'll grab extra.
as he kind of like you can tell he's like the quartermaster, but
Yeah.
it's they're in a survival situation. Like he's
You walk out, come back in as a dark elf. Hello.
hello, I'm back from scouting. But-
I'll take the light crossbow and how many arrow bolts I can get out of there.
Yeah, 30 bolts to a
Just
quiver.
30,
You
okay.
grab one quiver. So,
Um,
as you kind of exit out and everything, you do see that other people are around, kind of observing this and everything. So, have an hour, and then they're going to see you with Dumonte crossbow and quiver.
I
everything.
don't think we're gonna last an hour. We'll be fine.
Okay, all right.
He's like,
just
I found
just making sure and everything
Yeah.
that you don't suddenly magically possess them. They're going to kind of be like, "Where'd you get that?"
Yeah.
So-
okay.
So you have like a character thought and everything as
Okay.
far as that. But
The new
out here in the
guards
yard
rock 'em.
still, Voral, you're kind of edging back, and you still kind of addressing them somewhat, and still just like you're skirting the edge, and just like, oh, I'm just checking out the
I go
grounds.
into the tree and start taking branches and stuff.
I'm going.
I disguise myself.
I'm tree.
Yep.
Alrighty.
And start moving slowly through here as a tree.
Okay. He's keeping an eye on you.
That's
You
fine.
go up into the tree, and
So I just sort of blend into the trunk and start grabbing a bunch of branches and sticking them in me.
It's
the vampire he has dark vision. It's dim light. He sees you plain as day.
That's fine.
the
And
trees
you
are
start
moving.
sneaking along.
Yep.
And then he's like, "Hey, don't do that there." no, he's kind of like, I am sorry. I do need you to stay in the main yard.
I'm going through a routine of going up to where Nar is, trying to see if there's a pathway, and just going, no,
Yeah, just-
walking back
So-
up to the
Just you're
wall.
like edging along this
I'm
way,
going this way.
You see, like the cliff face is maybe another 30 feet that way. So not far. It just doesn't want you wandering about.
So I'm wandering about.
So what I'm doing is going to wander about.
And I'm actually making sure he's
Yes.
watching me as I'm doing this
Mhm.
because I'm looking over at our ranger. And I'm going this way with the branches on me.
As he sees you,
Yeah.
come to about here.
Yep.
We'll come over.
You have an opening.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
As this one is looking this
This way.
direction.
Yeah, no, I'm just
This way.
I'm looking, going back up the wall. While I'm walking to the wall and back, I'm just saying, I need arrows. I don't have arrows. I need some arrows.
As they kind of like see your quiver relatively empty and everything, they're still just addressing what's on the wall. That same one who came back to you and everything, Hamish.
Hey, Mitch.
As he kind of crests back over and everything, sees you asking and stuff. Oh, we can get you some arrows and everything.
That'll help. This is the guy that was with the tavern with us.
No, this is the individual who first greeted you and stuff.
Oh,
Christian
okay,
is the first one of
yeah,
the-
yeah. I'm just like, what do you really think of all this? I mean, there's no way this tower's gonna, this wall's gonna stand with all those out there. And to me, it doesn't look like they're being peaceful. They're just waiting for the right moment.
Well, I do have the saying within some odd,
Maybe.
the saying within. He's saying these words, and Voral's just like, those are words, yes.
I'm like, yeah.
He's a magical practitioner, sort of religious type, I guess you might say.
Okay.
He's one who I
Make it
think
over
could
to me.
address some of the concerns and trouble. They're probably trying to evaluate the situation. We have about 10 more guards inside the manor.
I mean, that's great. It'll buy us like maybe 10 minutes extra than normal, but this place is gonna go. I mean, that's as clear as day. They just went to the market real quick and got a lot, and now they're standing outside chilling.
I saw them there, quite a few hundred.
So unless you got a bunch of clerics or whatever, it's not gonna go real good.
So what are you saying?
That it might be a lot better to leave this place. I know, some of the gods are like, this was around during the extinction, it can stand forever. But,
That's what I was saying.
well, yeah.
Ah!
Well, and exactly, you're wrong. Places can fall.
Eloquent.
All I'm saying is that season of Earth won't last. In the
He's just
passes.
like, I'm not getting you arrows anymore.
But the season of Earth won't last in the passes.
Oh, I'm fine. I live in the Citadels. So.
Let them go if they want to. As he kind of like yells over to this other vampiric individual and stuff, and as he was kind of like close to you, just like, I can see you, right? No. He'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, kind of coming back over and stuff. You see the other individuals in the midst of the yard and stuff, that they are kind of, evaluating the situation, but with the relative calm and stuff. All of your characters do realize that any amount of time, as it's already been close to 10 minutes at this point, of you guys doing these various activities, that if you took a bit of a rest and everything, that it would incredibly benefit all of you. But if you wish not to wait, you have been given leave. You can head on up in the mountains.
Yeah,
but
very mean
but
to
all
them.
your characters do understand that the mountain passes, with being the season of Earth, will be exceedingly difficult to traverse, and you don't know what the situation is in the forest. And so you guys are at the mountains of the Earth Divide, where it collides with the Fire Divide. So it's going to be arduous to try and traverse any portion of the mountains. And with the horde this close, you don't know how far they might stretch in the forest.
Yeah, but like,
So
send the Raven out that way as well.
There is
Just to
a platoon.
just to check to see how far off the horde is and how many of them there are. But I don't know if they would
We should not
see,
be
like,
here when
numbers.
the dark elf soldiers
like how
show
many.
I'd probably tell you like a
or they
close
will
idea
kill
of
us.
distance
You're not wrong.
and everything. You say like, fly out and fly back whenever you see the horde end.
Unless you can put
I'll give you a
glue
good
on
idea.
all of their armor.
But Nar continues along and everything. As
Well, if you destroy all their weapons and put glue in all their armor, maybe it'll take longer for them to.
as Hamish will escort you along to the backside of the manor. You do see that there is a very nice gazebo, a back porch portion almost, sort of like a common area to the rear. There is this kind of squared off altar almost, it looks like.
Why does your house have no walls?
It kind of like looks and everything, which I don't understand.
I pointed the gazebo.
Oh, no, it's just for sitting out in nature or something.
Oh.
I always get to move on. Points off to the right and everything. There's a trail.
If I can go on the trail, why can't things come in from the trail?
It just leads on up in the mountains. I mean, I saw them out there. They're not the quickest moving things I was saying.
Well, the ones standing still out there are not very quick, but the ones that were moving after me, on the other hand, were fairly quick, some of them.
Well, if you're moving on, get to moving. Must have run you range around the manor.
Yeah, I'm walking up behind and go, yeah, you're pretty lax about this, man. I'm gonna get out of here too.
Yes.
And he points to the trail, and you can see it is this jagged portion that just leads on up, coursing north eastward along the mountainside.
Was everyone else coming, rock climber?
I don't know.
So I'm just gonna talk to the one ranger lady that we've interacted with.
Yes. Hello.
Alright. So, I'm not sure how
Which
you
one?
feel about waiting here. My feeling is that we should
Oh,
always prepare
yeah.
for failure and at
It
least
was
have
like
people
me.
ready near the trail to go. I know it's season of Earth; it's not exactly safe, but it might be the only option. However, if I leave with this group that I'm with, I need to leave these two children with someone capable. And I saw how you fought.
I'm not their protector, but I imagine the Warturian and the regiment will look after them as citizens and I guess I'll be responsible with them for now. What's your name, wee one? You see the young girl and boy kind of just look up shyly and everything, and just kind of like having witnessed what they did, they're still in a state of shock. Doesn't respond. Well, come in. As they'll kind of like sit him on the edge and everything. Is both she and her husband kind of sit opposite of them and everything. I myself, knowing that the horde came from the forest, I'm not willing to risk going out in there now. I know not all of us bear the gifts that you do, so I imagine you could evade them fairly easily, but I think I'll hold here with the rest of the citizens until it proves the time that we can't hold any longer. With enough arrows, I think I can thin enough.
Well, that's good. I would take them with me, but one, this group does not seem very safe, and two, I don't know how well I'd be able to protect them and 2 children on that pass.
I understand. It would be a very difficult journey as tremors, they will continue. Thank you very much for what you did.
Just trying to do my best.
Well,
My kin don't exactly get a good rep.
it's only northwards. We're thankful for anything that's not undead or trying to eat us around here. So. As just kind of like she attends to the children, just kind of like smoothing the hair out of their face and stuff, just trying to bring them back to a state of relative peace of mind as much as can be in this situation. You see that she takes a water skin, tries to pass it along to different people and stuff. As both Voral and Nari are still being pointed to trail, he's kind of like get.
Bye.
We're waiting on the other 3.
As you are still appearing to be a Demonte guard.
Yeah. If I can, I want to get inside the manor.
Okay.
Do a patrol inside.
Go on up to the manor and everything. I kind of like abandon our post, are we? Get back to the wall.
I was told to go in and check, make sure everything's okay inside.
He has guard inside for that. Who are you?
Now, do I remember who the guy said? Was it Shmee, Shmo, Shmeh?
Schmig.
Shmee Shmo.
Schmig.
Schmig. Schmig.
You just have to check.
You're saying that to Schmig.
He says it just like that.
Schmig.
9.
I'm Schmig.
You have illusioned that there's a helmet over your face and everything, so as to be a nondescript member and everything. They'll come over and try to lift your helmet. Touches your elven face and everything. But if you want to try and that they're coming for your face, are you going to try and dodge out of the way? Make an acrobatics check versus one of their athletics checks.
Don't touch me.
But it's only a 7 for them.
Also a 7. I don't know who wins.
All right, so they meet your DC.
All right.
They're the one initiating stuff. They reach through the helmet and touch your face and everything. They
Give
feel
them a
your nose ring, and they just kind of back up and everything. You see they grab for their swords and everything. Are you going to try to intervene or say something? As most of them, being guards in the magical world, are familiar with illusions, especially the base level spell of Disguise Self.
Okay.
Are you going to be they're ready to attack?
I would like to.
Are you going to be oh no, sorry, it's just me, the Dark Elf guy, sorry, I Disguise Self, or what do you do?
I would like to drop Disguise Self
Okay.
in the form of casting it again. Another illusion. Is that possible, or I'll just drop it if not?
You're gonna suddenly appear to look like somebody else.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, as if I'm dropping the illusion is what I was going for.
Oh, so he's all right, I'll remove the
I
illusion.
believe
And
it
he's
takes an
someone
action
else.
to end Disguise Self, but let me double check.
It's like you wanted to
You're doubling
another way.
okay, so you're doubling down on your lie to them.
As Sam does.
Okay. So okay.
I resent that.
And yet you're doing it.
Or you use your action to dismiss it. So you have to use
Okay.
your action to dismiss it,
And an action.
another action to
That's
bring it back.
that's too long.
So-
I will just.
Does he have to dismiss it if he just cast it on himself again?
he has to use another action to cast it and stuff, and they're going to see you're casting a spell.
Okay.
And they're going to be even more suspicious.
I wasn't sure if it was like a thing that happened. With...
It's still a spell. Unfortunately.
Just got
They're pulling it.
I
and
will
everything.
drop it then. Actually,
Right.
drop it.
They still
I
draw
just-
the swords and everything
Yeah.
and pointing your direction.
being tricksy.
I'll go back in the waiting room. Misunderstanding.
If it weren't for such a time, we were expecting every hand to fight and survival. Impersonating the Monte Guard. I still kind of like slide the blade up towards you a little bit, vaguely threateningly. Don't let us catch doing that again. Crossbow, quiver, and a little bit of gold to soothe my nerves.
He's
He's shaking you down. A
He's
bit and
extorting you.
everything.
Yeah.
Whoa!
So you don't want me to fight? Is that what you're?
Can Sorna see this?
Are you saying that to
Yeah,
him?
yeah. So you want me to fight but without weapons?
He kind of like looks on your back and everything. Not weapons you got under false pretense. Drop them. And like I said, a little bit of coin to smooth this over.
Give him to me. Go, hey, can
I-
As you can see, the other guard is, looking on and stuff, and that did not pull the weapon, and there's people around.
How close was the rookery to this?
You're about 90 feet away, I believe.
So I could see him and hear them?
It's outside of hearing range, and you're like up in the battlement, and there's no rear window or anything. You
Okay.
have no idea this is
Oh,
going
okay,
on,
so I can't see him.
But
I will-
Sorna can see this.
Sorna sees this and everything, and is like,
Yeah.
suddenly he was a Dumonte guard, and then all of a sudden not. Still have him
I'll drop the crossbow and bolts. I won't hand any gold over there.
And you hadn't taken a long sword, or did you?
I did not.
Okay.
So everything that I took, I helped save like most of those folks over there. I'm sure they'd be pretty upset if you were to cut me down right here.
Kind of smiles and everything.
You
We're
dog.
alive that we can, but would you just
I
sit down there?
I'll throw a rock or something. It'll be fine.
Kind of like looks at your staff again, and clearly,
I'm not getting into combat.
I think he's indicating you have a weapon.
he's very confused as to like, what are you talking about? I saw you fighting down there. Like he's very
Okay,
confused about what you're trying to say.
Sure.
He's like, fine, I won't fight him, and he's like, what are
To
you
be fair,
talking about?
having a
And
ranged
plus,
weapon
I'm
is
like,
really what you did earlier today.
ragged from all the hits and the necrotic energy and the blows and everything. So you're not looking good.
I feel like that'd be the indication. Like
As he's
I don't
just-
want to get into a scrap right.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Like,
face to face.
so-
Yeah.
Okay, but I
So you
go
don't
back
throw
to
down
the
any coin or anything.
Yeah.
He picks it up and everything, just like gives a grunt.
What's
So-
the pepperoni?
As you two are still looking on Sorna, you're having kind of this interaction and stuff. At this point, we're cresting towards like 15 minutes and everything.
Yeah.
That you guys have been out of running, out of combat.
So we're just running around
limits to
yelling at
fear
each
and
other for the
everything.
past 15.
As you wait about the 5-minute point and everything, you guys are still just like looking, scouting. As the first Raven kind of returns to you and everything, and just kind of like points a beak in that direction. Check it out.
Can I walk to the beginning of the trail?
Yeah.
I
Thank you,
will
Frederick.
assume a shrubbery shape.
It's like a good like 10, 15 foot climb and everything up
Uh-huh.
to get to the edge. It's maybe a 2 foot wide, maybe not even that. Trail?
Where are
Whoa.
the dark elven people are supposed to be coming from? That trail?
He had said that they were not here presently, that they were on patrol, but
Well, they said they're coming back. So where
that
are they?
he's supposed to. One said to you, the guard adjacent to Christian had said to you that they need the owl to send out with the Warturian's
That's
orders.
diet.
The Warturian is still in conference, apparently, or doing something that has yet to be addressed.
I feel like if they were on patrol,
Where-
they're not
where is
coming
he?
back.
Probably
Inside
not.
the manor. So,
Why-
you guys want to just convene and wait, or do you want to
Oh.
keep doing stuff?
I'm like, I'm like,
So,
hey, Mitch, we'll figure this out. I'm sorry for being a little bit mean, but
We don't want people wandering the grounds and everything. We just want people where we can see.
well, I mean, this
If
shit.
you want to take the trail and everything, you're welcome to.
Okay. I gotta reconvene with Sorna because she's kind of the buddy right now with me. So
With the Divine woman.
Yeah.
Boy, she fights fiercely, doesn't she?
sure. I'm just trying to get home. I'm not. not here to gossip. So
Sure.
I think he's suggesting you had
Sort of
sex with
sneezes.
her.
Somebody's talking about her.
I think he's saying you had sex with her.
As you're
No.
over here pretending to be a shrub, you kind of turn around and everything.
Oh, I went to the trail.
Yeah, the trail's over
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah.
Knows about.
that direction.
Tending to be a shrub.
As you're just kind of sitting on the edge there, and everybody's kind of sitting on what is sort of a small 4-foot tall wall and everything surrounding this carriage path.
I go about those arrows, by the way.
Oh, all right. I'll have to get inside for those. That's we keep the longbows and everything.
Gotcha.
They
As
like you.
Christian kind of comes over to
They
you.
do have longbows.
You
They're
gotta
just
be.
keeping inside.
You gotta be up front with it.
I'm going to steal your longbows.
So,
Where are
keep
they?
the basic stuff up there and everything versus as Christian, the one who had been inside the corner and everything, kind of comes up to you as he sees you kind of waiting now for the Raven's return to tell how many the number are and everything. Sorry, we moved lots of different directions. So, as he comes up to you and speaks and everything, I did want to make sure we kind of had an understanding of things. And he's talking softly, so none of your compatriots can hear anything, Remy or Hansi or anything. But I know safety. I know you turn a fair bit of coin. Can we come to some arrangement to ensure that they continue to be as safe as they can?
Who's they?
Looking towards Remy and
My people?
Mhm.
Yes, I'll protect my people.
he kind of like rubs his hand together. He's clearly expecting some coin.
He's
Oh.
extorting you.
To allow them to stay inside of
You
the safety
want
of
some
this place.
coin. Are you saying that if I don't pay you coin, you will kick them out?
I'm just saying that you're not really supposed to be in here, but seeing as you're valued citizens,
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then I kill him.
How about so I'll give him one
I didn't want to
gold piece.
piss off Remy.
Oh yeah, no,
You were the
that's
one
not.
that asked.
I did that once a long time ago. Trust me, you do not want to go down that road.
Sure.
So I'll hand him one, but if
He
I
takes it
can-
and everything, and
at the same time, I would like to step one leg behind him and shove him down.
make an athletics check. With advantage, he's definitely surprised as you hand him the coin.
Nice.
Now that's just a 15 for him.
16 first.
16. You knock him immediately prone, like on his ass. The coin just kind of like flips up. As he'll get up.
Kneel on his chest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not letting him up.
As you see the other guard there and everything, but you see he kind of like puts up a hand.
Don't do that again. If I see you threaten anyone or choose gold over someone else, you will be the next to die.
As he's like struggling against you a little bit, but still listening. to you.
250 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning
So
big
go and
boy.
make another athletics check with advantage because he is prone. It's a 17 for him.
again. Oh, yeah, it's higher. 15.
15. Okay. He kind of like shoves you off and everything. Point taken.
You can keep the gold, but I'll
Stuff
take it off your dead body if I need to.
He kind of like looks towards the other individual standing there, the one who had been guarding the rookery and stuff. The other guy's kind of like,
Plus, we need people that need weapons. We have people that need weapons. Outfit them.
it's not my call.
Well, it's my call then. Show me where it is.
He kind of like looks below and everything.
Great. Thanks.
Storming the armory.
I'm taking him with me.
You kind of like pull him along and everything. You can tell that he's not against you guys getting weapons necessarily, but he hasn't been given the order yet to do it. So they're trying to maintain some modicum of order.
It's a smart play, but he's not. It's not his call.
as you kind of drag him down the stairs in what is the left battlement, into the armory portion that you had seen this other person arm themselves within, unfortunately.
So is this the
But
little
you're
armory?
down below and everything, and you can see Remy, Hansig, and Trent all just kind of peering down and everything. Go easy on them, as Remy kind of like calls down and stuff. But you got the fire and everything.
Be right back.
You have him down the stairs. There's the one other guard there who's sort of the quartermaster. As he kind of like looks up and sees you kind of manhandling him a little bit, he's allowing himself to be dragged along and stuff. As and you can tell your blood's up.
You're only able to do this because I'm letting you.
I mean, pride has a big part to do with it and stuff. But you have down there, and you can see that there are weapons about and stuff. You're going to be in violation of military order and everything. Your character understands
Guess
that.
what? I'm
But-
not in the military.
I live in violation of military order.
So, as you'll grab some stuff and everything, 2 crossbows, 2 quivers, a couple of
Whatever
spears.
I've got big arms,
That's-
so like whatever.
That's
I
what you can
get,
get a
and I'm
hold
gonna
of
Make
and
that other guy.
everything.
He's gonna carry some stuff too, my
And-
friend.
He'll kind of be like, "Oh my gosh, he's getting away. We'll open the door for you and everything."
Thanks, Frank. Say hi to your wife for me.
And everything.
What?
Speaking to Christiane and everything, he just kind of like, crazy fucking Salahim, closes the door behind you, and you hear him yell up and everything, "Your ass is out!" And everything, yelling up to Remy and the crew. They fall quickly behind, and the battlements are now locked. As you can see, they're seeing order is falling apart, and they're still keeping an eye on the threat outside, but now they feel there's a threat inside. And as you guys kind of see, the good graces,
It's not you.
the good graces that you had initially started with have worn increasingly thin.
So what did I get? 2
So
crossbows.
two quiver,
Two quivers.
60 bolts in total, 2 light crossbows, and 2 spears.
Nice.
That's what you're able to like wrestle up
Who
together
can use what?
Nothing.
Here's.
and everything. So the other people kind of in the yard looking at this and everything, they are still just like trying to follow the regiment's orders and stuff. They do not presently take the weapons, but Remy kind of quickly comes up behind and stuff. She's like, "I'll take a crossbow."
Crossbow.
Very good.
Crossbow. It's kind of like ties the quiver on with a silken sash. Kind of locks it back and everything. Kind of ready.
Yeah.
And you see Christian back up at the top on his post and everything. "You know you don't draw those back until you're ready to fire." So she kind of like,
Accidentally shoots one up his direction.
as she kind of like does throw him a bit of a hateful
I'm
look
looking
and
at
everything. As you can see that people are reacting, some giggles, some sniggers, like they are taking these kind of lighter moments, but the guards are feeling less and less pleased with each passing moment of being shown up and kind of their weapons and stuff now being taken out and stuff. But
So if we're back outside, how close are we to where he dropped off his weapons on the ground?
they picked him back up and everything.
Oh, okay.
As all of you are still commingling around here and everything, is you're still at the trail or
Yeah.
kind of back? Okay. So
I am being a shrub.
okay. So
I'm a trail
Out.
shrub.
20 minutes have passed and everything. Not committing to a rest, doing numerous activities and stuff. Still just like
I am rooted.
battle having overtaken many of you and stuff.
There's another crossbow with bolts and then 2 spears. Did
Mhm.
my people take all of those, or we do have extra ones?
Remy
Okay.
just took the one and everything. The rest of them don't want to make everybody mad,
Sure.
basically. So I mean, think of it very much as like
Pick 'em up.
you walked up to a military base, took one of their weapons, and are like, "These are ours now." It's sort of that situation. There's military order. They're very regimented. But
I guess I'll go
As-
try to find the other people and see if they need
Yeah, the
Anything?
grouping here and stuff, you can tell mostly civilians. They know how to defend themselves and such. But as you kind of like come along with a spear, like crossbow or anything, there's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh,
Mm.
no, they seem fine. Like they're not in the act of defending themselves, so they're
Sure.
not worried about bearing weapons that are going to piss off the guards. If that makes any sense.
I'm gonna go find my friends, my new friends.
They're everybody's
Yeah.
mingling about.
See if they need any weapons.
So you see, Celine Man is passing stuff out and everything. As you see, Christiane just kind of like just nodding from up above on the battlements.
You're gonna
See many of them still just like looking over their shoulders and trying to evaluate what is down there.
You're passing out weapons.
Oh yeah.
Do
Want
a
it?
light crossbow.
Yeah. Take
Um,
it. There you go.
Yeah, happily take that. Sure.
All right.
Is
After you just
the
gave
guard
it
at
up?
the door like looking?
All the guards are looking
I stare daggers
Very-
at the one that took my crossbow.
very displeased at the lack of order that's coming about and stuff. And Sorna, you're recognizing certainly, you know,
Yeah.
And I'll give you yours back. Wait,
these
you're-
two in
you're
particular are drawing plenty of ire. Nar, they're just like, whatever, you're fine at the trail and stuff. You were given permission, and we're all, you're just kind of we're investigating this, what you
I
can do
got
and
a
everything.
problem with authority.
As Hamish does say that he'll be giving you arrows whenever he can get inside.
Wait.
And stuff. He says unless the situation is advancing, that they're not going to presently try to stir up any situation.
You had a chance to
And
look
as,
out there,
as
right?
he kind of like comes over to you again, kind of like on the other side of the guard. I don't know if you know them or anything, but can you get them to draw down their weapons? We're afraid if they strike anything, I don't know what they're going to do. if you can.
I can try.
I understand everyone's kind of
Yeah.
concerned.
No,
We're not
yeah,
going
I'm
to start
super
an
concerned
incident.
right now. Have you seen what they're doing out there?
I saw Mikhail.
No, not them. I'm talking about the Zambos.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to strike any of them. That perhaps
Well,
He
yeah, that
sank
makes
the hole
sense.
once.
No, yeah, I wasn't going to do that either. But, I mean, they just look like... It looks like they're waiting for something to happen, and it might not be to be attacked.
I certainly hear what you're saying. I have no expertise in facing this threat.
All right. Well, I will go try to talk to him. I'll be back.
Has the second raven come back yet? Or is it
Not yet.
still?
Oof, still out there.
I burp up some raven feathers
Oh,
and spit them out.
tree man.
I go, hey, Mikhail, right?
Mm.
Take that as a yes. People are kind of getting a little jumpy with the weapons runner.
People are gonna get really jumpy when the zombies pop.
Well, no, dude, I'm completely on your side, but they're getting on my ass as if like I'm the leader or something here. And
Well, you're not the leader, so don't worry about it.
yeah, but that means that if something does happen
I'm
and
gonna
they
walk
think
away.
I'm the leader, okay.
As you continue around, you all are within a very close proximity.
Sorna might be stifling a chuckle.
I look over at Haymitch and go,
Where is the
It's just
trail
kinda-
as far as like?
It's right there. You guys can start walking on it.
Did you just call for the kill shot on it?
Yeah.
take the shot!
I guess I'm gonna scout out part of the trail just to see
I-
what it looks like.
I'm waving my
As you're
branch.
as you're there and everything, and you kind of approach and stuff, he is becoming one with the trees. You do see the trail. It is treacherous, to say the least.
I don't have. I'm just gonna walk then.
Okay. Just pacing around and stuff.
Just kind of going slow. Just kind of walking up. Just seeing, scouting, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So you climb up like the 10 feet, and you get to the edge of the trail, and begin kind of like pacing along and stuff. You go like maybe a good 100 feet or so. Lacking dark vision, you are just like blind, grabbing for the stones now that you've left the manor's light behind.
Oh, it sucks.
And so you're just like climbing in complete pitch darkness as you're edging away from town.
Hey, Catman, shouldn't you have rock climber guy go
As you yell over.
first?
You're not helping, tree man.
Well, what help would you like? You're about to step on a patch of ice.
It's relatively, there's a chill in the air. But as you're kind of like looking back, you can see on the lower rung where the temple had been that there is something beginning to rise from it.
Oh,
I feel like we should probably make better time.
As you kind of yell that, you're beginning to hear gasps come from the battlements.
Really
As you,
good
on this
time.
outer edge, you can see rising these walls of rotted flesh and bone begin to push up from where the temple had been.
That
You
would
can
be the
see a
catacombs.
peak
Bone
begins
palace.
to course through like a great clenched fist almost in effigy, rising up. This fortress and necropolis of undeath has begun pushing and breaching into reality, seemingly forming of the foul magic that is present. You can hear all of the zombies begin to moan and kind of echo.
I am
You
plugging
kind of like just
my ears.
as you're kind of like hanging there and stuff, and you're seeing the edge of this, it now pushes up from the lower rung, and where you can see this necropolis beginning to rise and push upwards. As it's been maybe 20 minutes since.
So those are both guards. So I'm going to yell, Vicar!
I'll heed the call.
Everything. You can see the guard that was already like you were shooting daggers at and everything. Just kind of like gives a wry, like, worried smirk. Realizing the situation is definitely advancing.
Grab Pretty Lady and Sex Panther, let's go. No, Rock Guy.
I'll take Sex Panther. That's fine.
I'll try and get their attention as I'm walking towards.
As you are hearing on an upper balcony, a figure emerges. Wreathed in a dark cloak, you can see that there is plate armor underneath, seemingly a sword set to the back, sort of a helmet at the side. You can see there's a kind of like a crusting, almost looks like
It's got a plume.
sort of best way to describe it is like bejeweled feathers almost,
Like
very ostentatious, though you can see they are reflecting like a deep crimson, kind of like a fan across the top of the helmet. A fairly legionnaire in its stylings. Kind of sets it to there and everything. Right. Come within.
He's like, we leave now. We're like, why are we waiting?
Clearly something grows here yet.
Yeah.
As you see people single file, ready to, enter into the manor.
Can I ask a question real quick before we enter?
As you kind of yell up and everything, looks down.
What's going inside gonna help exactly?
We'll be here under the protections of the Sangwith.
I don't know what that is.
He just kind of like gives a very tired look and will about face and head back into the second floor. As you see, everybody else is kind of like, a person will come up to you and everything. That's a person of the unliving sect, the worshippers of the unliving emperor.
Okay. Well, concerned there's a little unliving outside coming in. Don't know if I want to do that.
You see, like, kind of looking at everything, that he'll, like, go on inside and everything.
Hey, Sex Panther, are you gonna bring your friends? Because I feel like it's time to leave.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to get down because I can't see.
You're starting to, like, clamber back and everything.
I
Just
feel like
heading towards the light.
Is it like a straight up climbing us, or is he doing like at an angle climb?
Oh, it's just a balcony 20 feet up.
I'm talking about him.
Oh, it's a lateral.
Okay.
I think getting down's the easy part.
Without hurting myself.
Oh,
You're clambering back and stuff. You're like a good 100 feet or so. And you're beginning to climb back and stuff. But as he's gone back inside, you can see other members at the battlements are pushing into the manor as well. They're leaving kind of like a very base guard out there, it seems.
Well, I do need air.
As you guys are seeing this, that there is a changing of the guard, that they said the 10 that were inside are changing out and heading towards the battlements.
Okay.
So clearly solid military order is being maintained. As you guys are still kind of on the outside, you can choose to enter or choose to push on the trail if you wish.
Okay.
I kind of want to check it out.
I'll go inside.
Okay.
I kind of need the arrows, so.
You see Vorl pushes on inside the interior of the space. You can see it is adorned in sort of this deep reddish torchlight. You can see there are beautiful noble tapestries depicting proud vampiric warriors on either side. Certainly ostentatious, but definitely frontier nobility as far as what Vorl can tell. As you can see, some of the doors are open. They are inviting you into either one of these areas, saying that food and drink has been drawn up for those who need it.
Okay.
So left or right? Begin moving in there with plenty of other
Alright.
folks.
I kind of just chill out in the foyer. I'm just like,
Okay, see where everybody ends up?
pull the mask off,
Fair enough.
wait for friendos.
As sort of like the division of people.
Can you cast some sort of light spell, Panther person?
What?
You said you can't see. Can you cast some sort of light spell?
Wait. Yes. No.
Cantrips might.
I've had to do it a long time. Yeah. Where am I?
Oh yeah, I
My
can.
spell.
Because I don't have. Maybe use flame.
Some big children.
I thought that
We have like
lights were
dancing
one thing.
lights.
Dancing lights is not.
What about just light?
Yeah.
Daylight.
No,
Well,
like like
A bright,
the
shiny beacon.
simple light.
There's like just a light spell.
So,
Oh wow, they don't have
as Vorl is the only
I
one
know.
who is crested
It's,
inside,
flame.
Yeah. Okay.
Vorl, you are seeing that immediately off to the right, there is a naked, pale, humanoid-like creature.
Wait, what?
Just cast here on the edge, seated on what looks like a table, and there's sort of a cloth half draped over it.
Y'all eating people?
And as you see one of the vampiric people come up,
So we'll come in.
those are chattel, construct race. It feeds vampires. Clearly you're unacquainted.
No, I haven't really gone out.
It's of no concern, it is not human.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Doesn't it just kind of like nod and everything?
Does it have the pieces?
No.
Do I look at it? Does it have?
It is presently covered by a cloth on that region.
I'm not gonna bother lifting. I was like, okay, y'all.
You just see it seated in that corner and everything.
Is it like posed like this or something?
It is sitting there blankly as you understand that it is sort of a flesh golem of some kind, arcane construct.
I'm not too.
You're like-
acquainted.
It's
It
it's
does something.
Yeah.
I wait for someone to see and approach it to see what they
But
do.
Sorna heading on in, or
Yeah.
just waiting in the foyer as well, or kind of choosing a side as more and more people begin to filter in.
We're going.
So when I really don't want to be here,
Be here when the dark elves get back.
and
if
I
they're not
don't
all
feel like
dead.
this place is any safer than
I'm
what's
not sure
outside.
I mean, how do I get through?
Yeah, no, I have the same
Horde, though,
feeling
to get here?
about this like I did with the temple.
Yeah.
Mikael,
They're all good.
everybody
So,
from the
the
corded
whole
corner
purpose is-
faces in and everything. Remy's kind of like, why don't you go into come along?
I'm just trying to figure out what to do next right now.
Safe as anywhere I might be.
I mean, if they're going in, I guess I'll go. Right.
You are all going to die.
As both of you kind of waiting in the foyer bit, you do see a figure descend the stair. Dressed in a foot-length robe, a hood drawn up. You can see that on each arm length there are what seem to be almost like iron bands or manacles of some kind, nearly paced out in 1, 2, and 3 at the various joints. Beneath, you can see there is a pallorous face with a very stern look and a bit of what almost looks like a distended jaw, as if kind of broken many times and drawn back onto the face. Guards still holding at the door. Nar, you see everybody kind of pacing in, Vicar as well, sticking to the exterior.
Yep.
Everything. As Hamish will come over and everything. The Warturian said he's one of the yard cleared. That's the orders coming out from everyone else. I don't mind if you kick on down the trail or anything, but I think they're planning something out here. Something destructive.
So if we don't leave now, we can't leave ever. Or at least until this thing's
What
over.
I'm saying is that they want the yard cleared. Either inside or they'll move on.
What do you think?
I think that we were safer in the forest before when we were being chased by an army.
As he's just kind of like looking relatively impatiently. Clearly he has other duties he needs to get to.
I'm going to make my way along the wall a bit.
Along the...
No,
Cliff face
the
wall?
path.
Okay. So you start moving out onto the path and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's be an arduous journey, traversable relatively. And with your dark vision, thankfully a little bit safer, but once you start moving kind of into total darkness, it's going to be difficult. But Vicar, as your Eldritch ally begins clambering around, they follow as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What can they do that destroys the entire courtyard?
Some sort of warding magic, maybe? I don't know.
So begin clambering up as well. Alrighty. So as the yard is cleared, other actions being undertaken, you can see that these two guards go inside as well and close the door behind as everybody is withdrawn in. Fresh guards are now at the battlements, just trying to remove any sense of anything. They're not out on the walls. They're presently drawn inside of the turrets and the towers and battlements and stuff, so as not to present any targets. It is now pacing towards half an hour since the end of combat.
Are we
As you guys
below the walls?
just above, you're having to climb
up.
laterally outwards on the cliff face.
Can we see what's out there? Can we see that giant?
Yeah, you see,
Fist.
this effigy of kind of like this clenched fist almost drawing up of magical energy. Now dissipated, you just see there is this almost necropolis. All of this stone, you can see this almost sulfurous element to it, kind of that palish yellow on each and every stone. But the stone is draped in this rotting flesh and bone, kind of sewn together on this.
Is there any movement?
The horde is still. You
Uh,
imagine whatever.
from the necropolis, is there any? Are things growing along it or anything?
Nothing growing. You just see the horde crushed upwards towards the rung and everything, and it's throughout the city as far as you can tell. Just like a good body of what used to be a person, maybe every about 2 or 3 feet. All of them still just looking upwards. as you see, as you're pacing further out, you're now about like 300 feet. You have a better idea of village space, and you can see that it continues into the forest where there's movement still drawing out from it. As you inside, you're beginning to hear a on the window.
I guess I'll go
You can
to the
go
window.
over and
Yeah.
open the window and everything. You grab a hold of the war pick again, and kind of says, "Dead. You're dead. Carry him. Food. Far as I fly."
That's not good. Okay, well, you're
That
free
person who's
now.
threatening him.
I guess. So
Kind of will fly back to the rookery, train Raven,
great. Oh, here's a shiny.
draw it up and everything. Glad to have it.
I'm spending your guys' gold. For that.
As you all sort of settle for a moment, we're going to take a brief break here.